America prides itself on innovation. We love technology. From the earliest days of the internet to the latest advancements in artificial intelligence, we have always been at the forefront. Our gadgets, our software, our digital landscapes, they define us. They connect us in ways we never thought possible. The internet, our creation, connects us all. It's a web that spans the globe, linking every corner of the earth. It's a marvel of human ingenuity, a testament to our desire to communicate and share. But every connection is a doorway. Someone is always watching. Sometimes they step through. In the shadows of this digital realm, there are those who seek to exploit our trust, to turn our innovations against us. This is the story of one such intrusion, a ghost in the machine, a digital specter that slipped through the cracks unseen and unheard, until it was too late. This is the story of the man who hacked America, a tale of digital espionage and cyber warfare where the battlefield is invisible, but the consequences are all too real. We don't know his real name. He hides behind layers of anonymity, a faceless entity in the vast expanse of the internet. He's a phantom, a whisper in the wires, a ghostly presence that leaves no trace, yet his impact is undeniable. He could be anyone, anywhere, a lone wolf or part of a larger network. His reach is global, his methods sophisticated, but his crimes left a mark on us all. The digital footprints he left behind tell a story of chaos and disruption. He exposed our secrets, our vulnerabilities. He showed us that even the most secure systems can be breached. He showed us how fragile our digital world really is, how easily our trust can be shattered, our security compromised. Our journey takes us through the shadowy back alleys of the internet, a place where secrets are traded and identities are hidden. We'll explore the dark art of hacking, unraveling complex code and hidden agendas. We'll see how these digital outlaws operate and what drives them. We'll meet the victims, those whose lives were upended by this digital assault. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. Their stories are a stark reminder of the high stakes in our digital age. This is a story about trust, betrayal, and the high cost of our digital lives. A tale that will make you question everything you thought you knew about the internet. This is the story of the man who hacked America. We call him the Serpent. A fitting name, some might say, for his cunning and his venom. His attacks are swift, precise, and devastating. He slithered into our systems, leaving chaos in his wake. Entire networks crippled, sensitive data stolen, and trust shattered. But who is the Serpent? Where did he come from? These questions haunt us. Some whisper he's a lone wolf, a digital savant working from a basement, a genius with a dark side. Others claim he's part of something bigger, a shadowy organization or a foreign government, a cog in a much larger machine. The truth, as always, is elusive. It's hidden behind layers of deception and misdirection. The Serpent covered his tracks well, every move calculated to avoid detection. He left behind a trail of digital breadcrumbs, but each one leads to a dead end, a maze with no exit. He used proxies, VPNs, and other tools of anonymity. His digital footprint is almost non-existent. He moved like a phantom, always one step ahead of the authorities, a ghost in the machine. But even phantoms leave traces, subtle hints that can be pieced together. As we dig deeper, we find clues. Patterns emerge. Each piece of the puzzle brings us closer. The Serpent's code, his methods, they whisper of a certain sophistication, a level of expertise that's rare even among the most elite hackers. His work is a dark art, a blend of skill and malevolence. Imagine a world without borders, a sprawling landscape of interconnected networks and data streams. This is cyberspace, the new frontier of conflict. This is where the Serpent waged his war. His weapons weren't guns or bombs, but lines of code, malware designed to infiltrate and disrupt. He exploited vulnerabilities in our systems, using social engineering, phishing attacks, and zero-day exploits to gain access. He moved through networks with ease, a ghost in the machine. He could escalate privileges, bypass security protocols, and disappear without a trace. He was a master of deception, using stolen credentials and backdoors to maintain persistent access. The Serpent's playground was vast. He targeted government agencies, financial institutions, critical infrastructure, and private citizens. No one was safe from his reach. He exposed our secrets, stole our data, and disrupted our lives. The Serpent wasn't driven by ideology or greed. He was a hunter, playing a deadly game. His targets were carefully chosen, each hack a calculated move to inflict maximum damage. Government agencies were his favorite prey. He breached the Department of Defense, stealing classified information about military operations. He infiltrated the NSA, exposing their surveillance programs to the world. Financial institutions were also in his crosshairs. He crippled banks with ransomware attacks, holding their data hostage for millions of dollars. He manipulated stock markets, causing chaos and eroding public trust. But the Serpent didn't just target institutions. He went after individuals too, stealing identities, draining bank accounts, and ruining lives. He thrived on chaos, on the knowledge that he could disrupt the lives of millions with a few keystrokes. Section 5. The Spoils of Cyberwar. Data is the new oil, they say. And the Serpent, he had a pipeline all his own. He siphoned off terabytes of information, from classified government secrets to the personal data of millions of Americans. What did he do with it all? Some he sold to the highest bidder on the dark web, a sprawling online marketplace for stolen information. Identities, credit card numbers, medical records, everything has a price. He used other data for blackmail, threatening to expose secrets unless his demands were met. He leaked sensitive information to journalists, whistleblowers, and even rival governments, sowing discord and distrust. The Serpent's actions had far-reaching consequences. They eroded public trust in institutions, fueled geopolitical tensions, and exposed the fragility of our digital infrastructure. The world, it seemed, was ill-prepared for the age of cyber warfare. Section 6. The Walls Close In. For years the Serpent operated with impunity. He was a ghost, a whisper in the wind, but even ghosts cast shadows, and those shadows eventually attracted attention. The FBI, the NSA, and other agencies around the world launched a massive manhunt. They recruited the best cybersecurity experts, pouring millions of dollars into tracking down the elusive hacker. They followed the digital trail, analyzing code, tracing IP addresses, and collaborating with international partners. Slowly, painstakingly, they started to piece together the Serpent's movements, his methods, his motives. The net was closing. The Serpent could feel the pressure mounting. He made mistakes, slipped up, revealing glimpses of his true identity. The hunters were closing in on their prey. Section 7. Justice Delayed or Denied. The details of the Serpent's capture remain shrouded in secrecy. Some say he was betrayed by an accomplice, others that he made a fatal mistake. Whatever the truth, the reign of the man who hacked America was over. The trial was a media circus. The world watched as prosecutors laid out the case against the Serpent, detailing his crimes and their global impact. The defense argued he was a whistleblower, exposing government corruption and corporate greed. The jury deliberated for weeks. The evidence was overwhelming, but the Serpent's motives remained murky. Was he a villain or a vigilante, a criminal mastermind or a digital Robin Hood? In the end, the Serpent was found guilty on multiple counts of cybercrime, espionage, and identity theft. He was sentenced to life in prison, his reign of digital terror brought to an end. Or was it? Section 8. The Price of Freedom. The Serpent's story is a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that exist in our digital world. It exposes the dark side of our interconnected world, where every connection can be a potential threat. The dangers that lurk in the shadows of cyberspace are ever present, waiting for the right moment to exploit our weaknesses. It's a story about the erosion of privacy, the weaponization of information, and the unseen battles fought in the digital realm. The high cost of freedom in the digital age is not just measured in data breaches, but in the constant vigilance required to protect our information. The Serpent's legacy is a complex one, filled with both lessons and warnings. He exposed vulnerabilities in our systems, forcing us to confront our own complacency and the gaps in our defenses. This forced a reckoning, making us realize the importance of proactive measures and constant vigilance. He sparked a debate about cybersecurity, privacy, and the delicate balance between security and freedom. This debate continues to shape policies and practices as we strive to find the right equilibrium. In the wake of his attacks, governments rushed to strengthen their defenses, passing new laws and regulations. These measures were aimed at fortifying our digital infrastructure and protecting citizens from future threats. Investments in cybersecurity infrastructure surged, with both public and private sectors recognizing the urgent need for robust defenses. Corporations scrambled to protect their data, implementing stricter security measures and protocols. They also focused on educating their employees about the importance of cyber hygiene, emphasizing that security is everyone's responsibility. But the threat remains. For every serpent brought to justice, there are countless others lurking in the shadows waiting for their moment to strike. These shadowy figures are constantly evolving, adapting to new technologies and finding new ways to exploit vulnerabilities. They are patient, waiting for the perfect opportunity to launch their attacks. The fight for cybersecurity is a never-ending one, a constant race to stay one step ahead of the bad guys. It's a race that requires dedication, innovation, and an unwavering commitment to protecting our digital world. Section 9. A World of Ghosts. The serpent may be gone, but his story is far from over. His crimes serve as a stark reminder that the digital world is a double-edged sword. It connects us, empowers us, but it also makes us vulnerable. The question isn't whether we'll be hacked again, it's when, and by whom. The digital battlefield is constantly evolving. New threats emerge every day, more sophisticated, more difficult to detect. We live in a world of ghosts, unseen actors with the power to disrupt our lives, steal our identities, and bring down our institutions. The fight for cybersecurity is a shared responsibility, one that requires constant vigilance, collaboration, and a willingness to adapt to the ever-changing threat landscape. The next man who hacked America could be anyone, anywhere. The question is, are we ready for him?